Hello and welcome back. Steel Pinnings here once again. And today I have the Kenaurd Pin Dimple lock. And I got this lock from Bobby Keys at one of our first trades, and I really didn't do too much with it because I didn't have any dimple picks until here recently. And it being a pin, made it a little more difficult. But, just here recently, I see a lot of people with the Kenaurd Dimple lock. And I saw Bosnian Bill with it, and his was one that was, what did he call it? A ripoff or shorted or shortchanged or something along those lines. Well, because it was a 4-pin. And Trekmaster did his, and his was a 5-pin. So I'm guessing that they make a 4-pin and a 5-pin, and they just somebody decided they was going to make some more money on it than sell the 4s as 5s. Nonetheless, the one I have happens to be a 4-pin. And I wanted to do something a little bit different than the typical, pick it, gut it, let's look at it, right? So I wanted to do it backwards and see if that worked out for us. So I've gutted it and have it laid out. We'll look at it, explain it, reassemble it, and then pick it. So hopefully this goes off without a hitch. We're going to start off there, so let's pan down and check it out. So here we have the lock, and I have it all out on the pinning tray, and we'll get nice and close here to look at these key pins. There we go. And the top pins are pin as well, but they are recessive retaining, spring retaining pins. So pull number 1 here and show you. There we go. And the little spring thing, the pin is spring retained inside of the larger pin, and I always thought these would be really cool to try and integrate into a regular pin tumbler lock. And I've seen one done, I think it was Farmer 13, and did it to Bosnian Bill. Tripped him up pretty good. Nonetheless, we have 4 of those, and none of them are serrated or spooled, mushroomed or other. They are standard. Now the bottom ones are once again not serrated or spooled, but coming in close here we see that a lot of people have picked on it, and I say a lot of people, but I think it was more recently me picking, newbie dimple picking on it, learning how to get it done and whatnot. But these have the little pins here that have they're notched. I might have to set it here. There we go. And you can see how it's notched. There we go. And on one end it's a little fatter than the other, and the other end it's a little pointier than the other. And what that does is the pointy end goes in through the top of the key pin. Goodness. Get a hold of it there. And the bigger end keeps it from going all the way through. And that way it just kind of sits there. And that way, whenever you go in with your pick, sorry, like so, and get a hold of the upper pin and lift it, that bottom one's going to drop right through and come out the bottom, and let you get underneath it to pick it after you get all of these picked. Works out really, really well. But so we're just gonna go ahead and reassemble this. So I'm going to pop these back into it, and back into the bottom key pins. And I wanted to make another point. There's nothing done to the core itself. Total smooth chambers. And wasn't expecting too much more than that. But when I got to looking at the core, if we can get it to focus. There we go. Yeah. Let's see here. Maybe this little light here will work. Let's try. Puts kind of a bluish tint though, doesn't it? Oh yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work. Yeah. You might be able to see them there like that. See those threads down in there? Well, they're not threads really, they're serrations. There we go. In number 4 here. And dadgummit, there went my light. Good thing I showed them right beforehand, huh? Alright, so we're gonna continue with the reassembly. So we're just going to grab these top springs and toss them back down in here. Hey, at least we don't have a whole bunch of these to do, right? Like a 7-pinner. That would be almost double. Or my favorite kind of dimple locks are those crazy funky ones that have all kinds of weird stuff going down. Whenever I reload, I like this little one because it's brass and it just kind of suits me fine. It has this notch in it here for reloading. And if you can look down in there, it, I don't know if you can or not. Nonetheless, it allows it to grab that pin and hold it so that you can put it back down in there. Then grab that one, push, holds, push it down, bam. Grab that one, put it in, push, hold, push down. And the greatest thing about it is you don't have to do a heck of a lot to push it through. Once you get it past that, even the little pin itself can be sticking up and it wouldn't matter. That's one thing I do like about it. Oh crap, I'm sorry, I was off screen that whole time. So I just loaded up the Bible again with the drivers. Come out a little bit more so I don't come off screen anymore. We'll take the core and we're going to load it up now. And they do try and fool you because the key is a 5-pin cut Oh well. Anyway, so put it in. See? And Bosnian Bill made that point how nothing stops the key. There's no key stop on it. Like a lot of... Goodness. There. It's not there. Like this one here has little stops on it, and it keeps the key from going in any further. Bumpers, if you will. With multi-locks and locks of the same fashion, they don't have that. They don't have something that's going to stop them from, you know, going all the way through. And I can look at it there, and that right there is the shear line. So that'll be the shear line for loading this. Turn it slightly sideways and push it on in there. So now that's done. And what I'm doing there is I'm holding the key at the right depth. Now I'll take the key out, turn it back over, and put on the cam, and screw it down. Okay, now we got that done. We'll try the key out again. Works great. Okay, so we'll keep that together. We'll put this here, set it over here, grab our vise, and see if we can put a pick to this. Better angle here in a bit. See if I can get myself a little bit more comfortable. Sorry, I do apologize. Okay. Now, I have taken several of these longer Allen wrenches and ground down this end with a mic to a 50,000ths. And so forth, so making custom tension wrenches and see if I can get them to work. And let's see here if I can tap it in there a little bit. Haha, that way nice and tight. Control it both ways and give it a tiny little bit closer. There we go. And the pick I'm going to be using here is the left curve. So maybe get up underneath that pin, twist it, and see where we can get to with it. Go all the way to the back, number 4 pin. And I got bound up. Alright, let's try that one more time. And what I'm trying to do is just to come underneath that pin just slightly. And see if I can raise just the outer ring of it. Not, see, there we go, got a little bit of movement. And what I'm trying to do is raise that outer ring without even touching that center pin. I want to come back and hit that center pin after I've gotten all of them. I went ahead and not held that tight enough, and I just restarted the whole dadgum thing. You know what? Let's try and go this way. Maybe we can get a different binding order out of it. Number 1 bound. Alright, cool. Go down to 2. No. Skip it. 3. And see, you just keep working those see, that one there acted like a spool, but we know it's not. But we know we have to go back and try and reset the ones we've dropped. Well, because we know they dropped. We heard them. And what we're trying to do is literally just get those outer pins. And I am by far not too, there we go, got a little more of a false set. I'm not too keen on getting so much movement out of them. But what you're doing is you're chasing that false set, and I think somebody else even called it that. And it really does work out that way, too, chasing that false set. But once you get it, there's that deep false set, okay? And we see how much the core's moved. It's moved quite a bit. Now I bet we're only hung up on those inner pins. And we'll go along and kind of move on them and see if we can get there's a tiny little set. And those springs on those inner pins are very, very minute. You can barely feel them. But just going along and hitting those bottom pins, there it is. Awesome. That was an awesomely fun pick. I had a great time doing it. I thank y'all for joining me in it. I think it was really cool doing it backwards like that. And so we'll sign off with that. Bit of a long video, but it was quite fun. A little bit different. Y'all please stay safe and always stay legit. If you like this video and like what I do here, hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel and to the video, hit that subscribe button. And until we meet again, peace.